Welcome, beautiful, to the Creating Change podcast with Emma Bradford. Creating change to fall back in love with ourselves and life. Each episode, I'll be offering insightful stories, concepts, and practical takeaways to inspire your day, reconnecting to the authentic essence within. Are you ready, lovely, to embrace yourself even more and awaken to the magic life has to offer? Let's dive into today's episode. Hello and welcome to another episode of Creating Change with Emma Bradford. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's wonderful to have you here listening and choosing this podcast out of all the many thousands and thousands of podcasts out there. Thank you so much for listening to this. It means a lot. And thank you so much for sharing these episodes too. Now, every day we clean our teeth, we shower. Most people. We care for our physical body. We clean our physical body. Some people pay attention to their emotional body. Some people practice different practices like journaling, or they go and see a therapist. They talk through their emotions. They move through their emotions with embodiment practices. So they essentially clean their emotional body. Some people attend to their mental body. They attend to their mind. So they meditate, they practice mindfulness practices so that essentially they're clearing their mental body. Now, how many of us attend to our energetic body? As science has proven many times, everything is made up of energy. Everything's made up of vibrating particles and space within that. You can go into this in more detail, exploring what quantum science has to say, the quantum physics of things, and exploring how that actually works and how all the different things in our life, everything, even if we see it as something solid and we experience it as something solid, our body or a chair or a table, it's actually made up of vibrating particles. There's this energy running through it and there's space. Now, if everything's energy, which includes our thoughts, our emotions, the food that we eat, the drinks that we drink, all of that, everything is energy. And when we're interacting with others, you may have experienced times in your life where you've walked in a room and suddenly you feel as if something's happened. Oh, it feels a bit tense in here. And you're sensing on some level this denser energy. Now, we might not see that. Some people do, though many people don't see energy. Though we feel it, we sense it. Or you're with someone and then suddenly you feel there's this tension. You're not quite sure what's going on. You feel there's this heavier energy between you. Or you go to a place and you feel absolutely amazing. You feel uplifted and you sense that the space of that environment has this really uplifting energy. Or you're with certain people and you notice that with certain people you feel drained and with other people you feel uplifted. It's all to do with the energy that they are projecting out into the world. Now, for those people who are very sensitive to this, it can get a little challenging being in certain environments or being around certain people when there is this denser, heavier energy. I am one of those people who I'm very in tune with how things feel. And it can be quite challenging sometimes to spend a lot of time in the city and not be connected with nature, for example, which is one of the reasons why I moved out of Barcelona. And I learnt also that working with clients daily and listening to clients talking through their problems daily, I had to be very mindful of my own energetic boundaries. I had to be mindful of my own energy and not take on and absorb all of their stresses and worries and fears. So it got to the point where I got incredibly burnt out because I was not paying attention to my energetic boundaries. I was not paying attention to clearing my energy and making sure that I was clearing away anything that I may have picked up upon throughout the day or in sessions with clients. And I was just holding that within my energy field. Everyone has this quantum field of energy around them. And this was affecting my health and my well-being. So I needed to make changes. I needed to really prioritize energetically clearing any denser energies that I was picking up on throughout the day. So I started to have this evening practice where I would clean and clear energies from my field. Now, for some of you, this might feel a little bit too out there. For the logical mind, the rational mind, it might be a bit like, oh, this is all a bit too much, a bit too woo-woo. And yes, something that we don't see, it can be a little challenging to think that it's there. Thing is, though, we don't see Wi-Fi, do we? We don't see the data being shared through Wi-Fi in the middle of the air. Most people don't see that. Yet we know it works. We know that it's there because we see the result of it. So if ever you're feeling drained, tired, exhausted, and especially after being in certain situations or with certain people, know that that is a sign, that is a representation of energy that perhaps you may have picked up on. So I have an evening practice and I do this and I share this with my Creating Change students. I won't go into every single detail of what I do in this podcast, though I will give a few little pointers of a few things that I do that have really helped me to maintain my energy and to really help me stay grounded and in my own energy and help me to navigate life a little easier. So one of those things is one technique that I learned on my Afro-Ying training with Ana Carrera in Barcelona. And we imagined that we were standing under this beautiful white light shower. So you just imagine that you're under this wonderful shower that's showering you with this white light, and it's washing away anything that you don't need to hold on to, any stresses, any worries, any negative energy from other people, any negative energy from environments, washing that all the way down into the ground to be transmuted. And simply just setting the intention. When we set the intention, we're telling the mind, this is what I want. When we set the intention, we're creating the space for that to occur. So don't take my word for this. Try it yourself. I don't want you to follow anything I say blindly. I want you to test things out for yourself and see for yourself. If you were to do this daily for at least a week, I wonder what would you notice? I wonder what changes you would notice. And especially after doing it, being in a stressful situation, being in a challenging situation, try it. Notice what changes and let me know. So imagine that you're in this beautiful white light shower, washing away anything that you don't need to hold on to, and really occupying that light, igniting that light within you. Try that. Notice what changes, and do let me know. info@emmabradford.net or connect with me on social media. I love to hear your shares on this. This is an invitation to connect to the energetic body, to be mindful of the energetic body, and to really find some practice, some way where you can clean the energetic body, reignite and reconnect to that pure light that lives within you, lives within your heart. There are so many other aspects to my evening practice. too many to mention in this podcast, though the main aspect is simply cleaning, cleansing any energies that perhaps I don't want to hold on to anymore, which is what I've mentioned in terms of that shower, or you can imagine it as a waterfall. And the second part is connecting to gratitude. Every single evening before going to bed, I connect with gratitude and I practice what I call the gratitude practice. This is one technique that I teach in Creating Change, the training. It's almost like a little sun salutation. So those of you who do yoga, is a little practice where I connect to physical movements and connect to gratitude regarding different areas of my life. And it's something that has helped me through so many challenging moments. It's my go-to for whenever I need a reset, a reconnect, a moment just to come back to myself, come back to the heart. Even if you're simply just thinking of one thing you're grateful for and connecting to that, placing your hand on your heart and just giving thanks for that is a wonderful way to end the day and create a wonderful foundation for a great night's sleep. Try that. Notice what changes. I wonder how wonderful you'll feel after practicing that. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, beautiful. You're amazing. All resources and links can be found on my website, www.emmabradford.net. Link is in the show description. Do come and join my community and share your takeaways from this episode. I'd really love to hear. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, I wonder, what magic will you experience in life today?